Hello and welcome to Odds on Copa America, match day 3, last match day in the group stage, and we had some surprises. For instance, Mexico or USA losing is not a surprise for Leo Bachanian, who was telling us, be careful with Mexico, Venezuela, because I don't see Mexico this favorite, Leo, and now they have a crucial last game. Same for USA, actually, against Uruguay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, well, for the USA, it's like a final, or it's a final now on Matchday 3 for them, because the surprising result of Panama defeating the USA, which leaves them like now having to win against Uruguay, who trashed Bolivia 5-0 on Matchday 2. So it's going to be difficult for the USA, and for Mexico the same, another final for them against Ecuador. The draw plays for Ecuador, so there is nothing less than a win for Mexico if they want to make it to the quarterfinals.
Indeed, and we have Canada-Chile, really interesting as well in Group A. So, guys, let's enjoy this Copa America with the knowledge of Leo Bachanian. Remember to leave your comments, of course, press the like, subscribe, and now let's go on with the show. Well, Group A will be decided on Sunday, and the first game is Argentina-Peru. This one is not relevant, to be honest, because Argentina, they are qualified, 3 goals scored, 0 conceded. Again, Argentina to win 2-0 is a really good bet, and we saw it against Chile. They were better, but they suffered as well. We had to see Dibu Martinez doing a couple of good saves for Peru. It's basically game over with 1 point. They have a small chance to qualify, but Araujo being sent off against Canada paid at all, Leo.
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest, we should start calling Argentina, someone should start calling Argentina the 1-0 team. You know, it should be presented like that. I remember we talked about it on our preview show of the Copa America, because on the road to Qatar, they have registered 6 wins by 1-0. And since winning the World Cup, Argentina played 8 competitive matches, 6 qualifiers, and these 2 games in this Copa America. So 4 out of their 7 wins, they all came out being a 1-0. Yes, in New Jersey was a hard fought. Anyway, I agree with you, 1-0 for the Albiceleste, because Chile Edu frustrated them all the night, even as Chile failed to register a shot on goal until the 72nd minute of the game, if I'm not wrong. And in contrast, Argentina had 21 shots on the goal of defended by Claudio Bravo, but still it was a hard-fought match win for Argentina, which they suffer, the fans, Scaloni, and everyone, the scare of Lionel Messi requiring some work from the physio in the first half. To see Messi off the side of the pitch a few minutes was not a good sign at all. It was not clear what happened to him. Actually, it reminded me a little bit to the semi-final of the World Cup against Croatia, when he was as well required some work on his hamstring. He kept massaging the area himself. We know now for sure that he won't play against Peru. There is a chance that he won't be even fit to play on the quarterfinals, but that one we don't know. We know for sure he's not playing against Peru. Argentina lucky, maybe Edu, not to see Rodrigo de Paul seeing a red card for standing on Suazo's ankle. That was the image of the match, I think. No, Chile with intensity, trying to fight for every ball. The idea of having Enzo Fernandez as a number 10, kind of like behind the Messi and Julian Alvarez, did not play very well, in my view, for Scaloni's side. Nico Gonzalez gave his usual intensity running on the left, but without the magic of Di Maria, of course. Again, another game without the minutes for Alejandro Garnacho. Hopefully he's going to have them against Peru. Scaloni already said that he wants to see players that he couldn't give them minutes yet. So very likely to see Pesela, Otamendi, Montiel at the back, Ezequiel Palacios, alongside maybe Guido Rodriguez and Valentin Carboni, and hopefully, why not, the opportunity to see Alejandro Garnacho as a starter for the first time in this Copa America. Peru, Edu, they were poor, a fighting spirit against Canada, but they were poor. And so for me here, I'm gonna stick to Argentina to win 2-0, odds of 2.2, and also a combination of Argentina to win and Argentina to score first. Two things that usually happens as well with Argentina lately, not lately, but since Scaloni took over, I would say. So Argentina to win and Argentina to score first, 2.1 odds on average on Oddspeedia's website.
This game to be played in Miami,
Yes.
in the Hard Rock Stadium, the stadium of the final, as well the home of Leo Messi. Let's see if Argentina can come back to this stadium and lift the trophy with Leo Messi. A controversial game, the Argentina-Chile. We mentioned in our preview that it was going to be tense. You mentioned the red card not shown to Rodrigo de Paul. Chile complaining a little bit about the referee, even about the goal scored by Lautaro Martinez, and I saw some images of the VAR lines, but anyway, they also realized that they were second better in the game against Argentina, even if they showed some fighting spirit as usual. Now they play against Canada, and this is a final. Chile must win to qualify. The matches are pretty simple, Leo, but we are seeing a good Canada in this Copa America, and we mentioned it even when they were defeated by Argentina.
Yes, and Edu, look, was an aesthetic win against Peru for Canada? No, not really. Actually, the game sometimes resembled a battlefield more than a football pitch. The win was ugly, yes, but they were determined, and that's at the end of the day, when it comes to tournaments, results matter just as much as performances, if not more, to be honest. And Canada's win over Peru was also the first major win for Canada in a generation. So that's why they celebrated so much. Was the first win under 𝗀𝗻𝗄, was the first goal under 𝗀𝗻𝗄, the new manager, after those friendlies against the Netherlands. After that, encouraging 0-0 against France in preparation for this Copa America. After that, Matchday 1, which they had opportunities to punish Argentina. They didn't take their chances. Well, this time, Jonathan David took his chance to manage 1-0 against Peru, more than enough to secure the opportunity, the chance for this Canada side, Edu, to take the 3 points against Chile and make it into the quarterfinals. I understand, or that's my vision, my belief, that the bookies are placing Chile as favorites here, but mainly because they have the know-how for this type of tournaments, and his manager Ricardo Gareca also knows something about this type of tournaments, the Copa America. But to be honest, since he took over 𝗀𝗻𝗄, he's been challenging his team to be less naive, as they used to be, this Canada side, to grow up and to prove that they deserve to hang along good side tournaments. So for me, Edu, to be honest, Canada to win, odds of 3.9 is a risk, but it's a risk to be taken. Definitely, Canada to win 3.9. If you would like to be a little bit more conservative, okay, go for the double chance for Canada. That's going to leave you with odds of 1.77. But for me, it's Canada to take the game here against Chile.
Okay, you don't trust Chile. You think the two teams that are going to qualify for the knockout stages in Group A are Argentina and Canada. Really good game, this Canada-Chile in Orlando, by the way.
Yeah.
Group B, Leo, here we have Jamaica. Venezuela is the first game. Absolutely nothing on stake. Venezuela qualify. Jamaica going to their home. Venezuela surprised everyone with back-to-back wins against Ecuador with 10 men, against Mexico, saving a penalty and suffering a lot in the last 15 minutes. But truth to be said, they were better, especially in the first half of the second half, Leo. In the start of the second half, they pushed a lot and they got that goal that was the win against Mexico. Jamaica, probably they are not as poor as the results because also they missed a penalty against Ecuador and they were close to grab something, but going home.
Yes, and actually, when Antonio put the game 2-1 with Ecuador, the feeling was like Jamaica could make it 2-2, and in the end, the 3-1 came in the 91st minute of the game in a counter-attack when Jamaica was all over the place on the Ecuadorian half. But when it comes to Venezuela, Edu, definitely the story of the tournament so far, and to add a little bit more of context for this on why we can say this is one of the stories so far of this tournament. 49 years ago, in the Copa America in 1975, to give an idea of how far Venezuela have come, Venezuela in that Copa America 1975, they lost 11-0 to Argentina. And that Argentina was made out of, was like a B or C team. There were no players from Boca Juniors, there were no players from River Plate, there were no players from Independiente. Those three teams were like so huge in the 70s in Argentina. None of them were present in that Copa America, and still Argentina won 11-0 against Venezuela. Well, a lot of water have come under the bridge since then, and this Venezuela is rightly so being top of the group. Yes, they suffer, of course, especially in the first half, and also at the end of the second half. Romo was the man of the match, saving the penalty in the 86th minute for Venezuela. But I agree with you, Edu, because as much as they suffered in the first half, for the second half, they came back from the break with renewed spirits, I would say. They started to play in Mexico's half. And then in a span of 10 minutes or so, Soteldo forced Gonzalez to save a good shot, and then Salomon Rondon had two shots saved as well. When Aramburu played a nice combination on the right, and a penalty was given to Venezuela, then Salomon Rondon hit it with calmness, I would say, and also with quality, and put the 1-0. And from then we all knew that Mexico was going to play again, as they have done it in the first half, but now even more decisively, they were going to play in Venezuela's half, but they show a lot of resilience again, Edu, this Venezuelan side. Let's remember that they managed to win from behind against Ecuador on Matchday 1. Yes, of course, Ecuador was down to 10 men, but still they won from behind, and now against Mexican side, which I still say, like, individually they have more quality than Venezuela, but they seem to be in a great team spirit so far, Fernando Batista's men. So for me, Edu, even if Batista makes some changes on the starting lineup against Jamaica, because they're qualified, yes, but they still need to secure first spot. But even a draw could be enough for them. But for me here, I will be looking at Venezuela to win, odds of 2 on average on Oddspedia website, and also goals over 2.5, odds of 2.36.
Okay, this game to be played in Austin, by the way. Next game, Mexico, Ecuador, really important one. This one because the draw is enough for Ecuador to qualify.
Yeah.
For goal difference. They beat Jamaica 3-1, whereas Mexico beat Jamaica only 1-0. But I guess both arrive with mixed feelings to this game, especially Mexico. We saw a really good atmosphere in the stadium against Venezuela, but as we said, they were really poor, especially until they conceded the first goal. Then they pushed. It's true, a bit controversial, the penalty, in my opinion, this handball, but at the end, they missed it. And yeah, Mexico is not clicking. Leo, you had your doubts at the beginning of the tournament. They were among the 5 favorites to win, but they are far away from being good, especially their star, no? Jíménez. He was so poor, and he was substituted against Venezuela.
Yeah, and he had a great 1v1 chance in the first half, Edu. And again, I think I would say, like, maybe the defeat was a bit harsh on them, because again, yes, they had the opportunities in the first half, they had the penalty, so maybe you could say it was a bit harsh on them. Then when you go to the expected goals, you will see that they rack up 2.52 expected goals, Mexico, and they couldn't score. And they shot 18 times on Venezuela's goal. But the reality is that they lost the game. That in the second half, I believe the nerves took the best out of them. The mood in Mexico at the moment is of huge disappointment after the defeat, but I believe, again, they play maybe a better game than against Jamaica, and against Jamaica they won, and now with Venezuela, they play a relatively good game, and they ended up empty-handed. Ecuador, on the other side, they changed the chip, Edu, against Jamaica from that conservative second half against Venezuela, yes, again, down to 10 men. But they changed the chip because with Jamaica, they were on the front foot from the very beginning. They got fortunate a little bit with 𝘀𝗵𝗄𝗀'𝗀's goal because he tried to cross. It was deflected. And in the end, that was 1-0 in the first half for Ecuador. Then the 2-0 at the end of the first half came with a little bit of history because 𝘀𝗵𝗄𝗀 scored from the penalty spot, and he became the youngest goal scorer in the Copa America. Then in the second half, they were a little bit wobbly, La3, after Antonio made it 1-2, as we said before, but they managed at least to score a beautiful goal. Edu, yeah, for sure you've seen it, the Alan Minda's running solo for 60 meters at the end of the game. I believe that this 21-year-old striker could play from the beginning. He could make a claim to start against Mexico. But if he doesn't start against Mexico, 𝘀𝗵𝗄𝗀, he's also a good option coming from the bench because his speed is second to none, to be honest. I expect goals here, Edu. Mexico needs to win. Ecuador has the players to punish them in the counter. The odds at the moment are showing total parity so far. My take here is both teams to score, yes, odds of 2.1, and also goals over 2.5 with odds of 2.53.
Well, Mexico, they have to go for the win. As you said, the odds are completely balanced. It pays exactly the same. Mexico to win, Ecuador to win, and even the draw is slightly more, but it's very difficult to read or to know what is going to happen in the 1x2 market in this Mexico-Ecuador. But since Mexico, they have to go for it, you are going for the goals market. And also it's very interesting Group C, because we thought it was going to be done by match day 3 and Uruguay and USA will be qualified, but no, because Panama beat USA, massive surprise. So now they have a lot of chances to qualify. Panama, they have to beat Bolivia and expect USA not to beat Uruguay or beat them with a better goal difference. Bolivia, they've been so poor, probably the poorest team in the tournament, conceded 5 against Uruguay, 2 against USA, no goals scored. Even perhaps the goalkeeper is the best. Maybe they are even more concerned, Leo, about what is going on in the country, about politics, whereas Panama, huge surprise, beating USA playing down with 10 men.
Yes, Edu, but to be honest, and I will come back at the end to this when I go through my tips, but I wouldn't underestimate the pride of the South American player, of the Bolivian players in this case. I agree. I know they are absolutely poor so far. And it's been a 5-0 defeat against Uruguay, and they could have been 7, 8, or 10. I absolutely know that. But at the same time, it's not like I'm absolutely impressed with Panama. Yes, Panama have taken this group upside down with the win 2-1 against USA. They have taken massive chances to qualify, which I haven't seen that coming, to be honest. The first 25 minutes of the game were very eventful between Panama and the United States. Actually, I took notes of that because, look, quick recollection, 4 minutes play, Weston McKennie goal was ruled out. In the 12th minute, Matt Turner is knocked down to the ground, which lately is going to cost him the game. In the 18 minutes, Tim Weah sent off, which changed the game completely for the USA to be down to 10 men. But doesn't matter, 3 minutes later, Folarin Balogun, one of the scored a beautiful goal from outside the box. And 4 minutes after, Blackman made it 1-1. But despite playing with 10 against with 11 against 10, Edu, for Panama was difficult to find ways to get to the USA goal. Actually, throughout the game, the United States accumulated the greatest share of expected goals. Basically, they have better chances than Panama, even if they were playing with 10 men. And it's incredible because how they lack that finishing touch, the US, even playing with 10, because in the 81st minute of the game, Ricardo Pepi had a good chance to score with a header, and 20 seconds after that, it came Fajardo's goal. And after that, after the 2-1, I think you will agree, but we enter a phase of like street football in the match, because 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀, the most talented player of his generation of Panamanian footballers, he kicked Pulisic from the back. That if you do that tomorrow with your friends, that would sparkle a fight. I mean, it was a straight red card, of course. Then Farina and Gondola got yellow cards in the dying minutes of the match, which they could have been red cards as well. Look, Panama committed 19 of the 23 fouls in the match, and they received 3 of 5 yellow cards. So that says a lot, but still, it's true, they have qualifications almost in their hands. A win against Bolivia, and USA will have to beat Uruguay in the final day as well of Group C. Bolivia, as poor as they are, I still believe in their pride, Edu, but of course, for them to think the last competitive win for Bolivia away from the altitude of La Paz, that was 9 years ago against Ecuador in the Copa America, 3-2. And before that, the last win away from La Paz, that was in 1996. All this said, I believe that not having 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀 is a massive blow from this Panama side, which cannot create plenty of goal opportunities during the game, and they need 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀, and they won't have him. And yeah, you mentioned the political situation in Bolivia alongside the footballing situation, which is not good at all. But I believe they will try to restore some pride here, Edu, the Bolivian players, so I wouldn't underestimate that. Even as crazy as it may sound, I will go double chance for Bolivia here, odds of 2.26. And also my other tip is both teams to score, no, 1.82.
Well, Leo, I would be very surprised if Bolivia are able to grab a point from Panama. By the way, these teams met in August 2023 in a friendly game. Panama beat Bolivia 2-1. It's not usual that these teams meet, but Panama have a really good situation in this group to reach the quarterfinals. In this very same group, we have USA, Uruguay, a final for USA after the defeat against Panama with the red card shown to 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀, Uruguay. We said it in our preview video, one of the trendiest teams in the tournament with Bielsa on the bench, and they are showing everything that they have in hand. Leo, they could have scored 7 goals easily against Bolivia. Right now, 8 goals scored, 1 goal conceded for Uruguay.
No, they are doing amazing, Edu, and even and as much as I'm saying this, how good they are playing, the intensity, the relentlessness, and everything, they repeated some of the good and bad stuff that in the debut against Panama, because the start of the second half wasn't as good as the first half, but then yes, they were very efficient in front of goal in the last 15 minutes of the game to make it 5-0. They even have the opportunity to give Luis Suarez some minutes. The fans were again asking for him, chanting his name, but Bielsa, after saying that, okay, Darwin scored his goal, even though, again, he missed plenty of opportunities. But he keeps saying, he said after the match in the mix-on, I don't care if I miss 5 or 10 chances. I'm going to try 11 times more. So his mentality is amazing. It's amazing. And for the USA, Edu, this Copa America is in life support for them. is what it is. I believe that red card from 𝗀𝗵cie 𝘀 cost them the match very much, actually. I really believe that without that red card, the things would have been different for them, especially because for the second half, Berhalter had to make some adjustments at halftime, like Cameron Carter-Vickers coming to replace Gio Reyna, Johnny Cardoso coming for Tyler Adams. They change of system, going for a 5-3-1 that mostly conceded possession to Panama and tried to play at the counter, and they actually managed that one. That once with a good link-up play between Balogun and Pulisic. Balogun scoring for a second consecutive match after scoring in the debut against Bolivia, and now a final against the team which is so far the best team of the Copa America. Pelistri, I believe, MVP of the game. This Uruguayan side can show that they can punish you using their wingers. They can punish you through combination play through the middle. The intensity they are playing at the moment is second to none. But I'm repeating my doubts on the energy they're using. They're wasting so far in 2 games. Playing with under high temperatures and all that, and Bielsa not very much willing to make a lot of changes. Maybe he's going to make them now against the US, but at the same time, it's a very, very important match, I believe, for Uruguay to keep building momentum for them thinking on the quarterfinals. So even if Bielsa rotates the team, they're still above the USA, Edu. So for me, Uruguay to win 2.58 is a great grab. Uruguay to win 2.58 for me sounds amazing. And then both teams to score, yes, the answer also 1.92.
So you see Panama qualifying because both teams are going to lose, let's say, Panama and USA?
Yeah, it's a
possibility.
It's a chance. And I mean, for Panama, I know it might sound crazy because of how Bolivia is doing it, but footballing wise, I haven't been impressed with Panama. Yes, they turn everything upside down with the win against the USA, but by losing their best player and with Bolivia restoring some pride, I don't think so. It's going to be that easy for Panama. Yes, and there is a case of both Uruguay and the US and Panama losing their games on the final day, and Panama going through on goal difference still to the quarterfinal. That's absolutely a possibility here.
Yeah, or perhaps a draw for Panama if USA
as well. Yes,
they are through. This game is going to be played in Kansas City, by the way, so NFL fans will see the Arrowhead Stadium, one of the best stadiums in the country. Perhaps we see Taylor Swift, a usual suspect in the Kansas City Chiefs games. Yeah. I don't think she's that interested for soccer, but still one of the best stadiums of the country. 77,000 people can fit in the stadium, so I'm sure we are going to see a great atmosphere. Some people were saying that we are not seeing good atmosphere in the tournament, especially because of the Ecuador-Venezuela, but I don't agree, actually. I see most of the stadiums, Leo, full packed. For instance, the Mexico-Venezuela was a great show in the stadium.
Absolutely, and Colombia, Paraguay, Edu, 50,000 Colombian fans in the stadium. It was absolutely yellow. Yesterday as well, Argentina and Chile, the MetLife Stadium, which is going to be the stadium of the final of the World Cup in 2026, was full, sold out, more than 80,000 people. No, I do not agree with that. I believe the atmosphere has been great with Uruguay as well in their games. So no, I don't agree with that view.
Totally. Well, let's jump into Group D, and this is very funny. We have to say that we are still to watch. We have still to watch the Matchday 2 because of the schedule is quite tight for this Copa America. So we only know that Brazil played really, really bad against Costa Rica. At the end, Ronaldinho was completely right. I haven't seen a poorer Brazil, I think, in my life, Leo. I had the chance to watch the game and they were so flat. only 𝗀𝗃𝗍 showed something, but was not enough for the quality of the team. Very slow. The rhythm was so boring. The changes probably came so late into the game, and at the end, a very young Costa Rica grabbed a point. So we have Brazil, Colombia, one of the best games, or perhaps it's even the best game in this Copa America so far among the four favorites to win the tournament, Brazil and Colombia. This could be a really tough test for Brazil because we saw a decent, even a good Colombia in the first match day against Paraguay with a great James Rodriguez. So the odds to back Colombia somehow in this game are great because Brazil to win is 1.95. Leo, I wouldn't take it. And we saw in the 𝗀𝗵𝗀 qualifiers only in November, Colombia was able to beat Brazil.
Yeah. Yes, and actually they won it from behind with 𝗀𝗲𝗿𝗀 scoring a brace after Martinelli put ahead Brazil. And to be honest, Edu, and agreeing with you on what you were saying about Brazil against Costa Rica, how flat they were. For me, this is a team that is being made to run. You could be good in transition, and once you encounter a team that doesn't want the ball, like Costa Rica, of course, defending very, very deep, almost in their own box, for Brazil was very tedious. They could never find a way. Actually, the moment where they inflicted, when they had one of their best goal opportunities was actually at the counter, because it was a rare moment when Costa Rica tried to attack. They lost the ball, and then in transition, yes, because of course Lucas Paquetá has a great ability to pick a pass, and then the speed of Vinicius. You can always then in the counter or in transition score if you are Brazil with this type of players. We saw it as well with England in March. We saw it with Spain in March in those friendlies, how good they were in transition game, yes, but then once you encounter a team like is gonna give you the ball, it's gonna give you the possession all the time, and you need to find the spaces. For this Brazil, it seems like very, very difficult. So I agree, they were quite flat, but at the same time, Edu, the win of Panama against the USA has a bigger significance now, because there is a likely scenario that the top of Group D will face Panama in the quarterfinals. That's the scenario now while we talk. So this game against Brazil and Colombia is huge as well because of this, because otherwise we could end up with the Brazil-Uruguay already in quarterfinals. For the neutrals, amazing. Just imagine Brazil, Uruguay in the quarterfinal, but there is also the possibility that instead of facing Uruguay, you could be facing Panama. So that's how important is this game. Of course, they still need to play against Paraguay, Brazil while we're talking. And for Colombia, Edu, we mentioned that on Matchday 2, on the show for Matchday 2, they were like very good at times against Paraguay. They know that they feel comfortable if they have to be the possession dominant on the game, or if they have to play at the counter as well. Because them, as Brazil, they also have very good players who play counter, but also great and talented players who could find spaces if they need to play dominant possession games. So yes, I'm absolutely impressed with this Colombia so far, not just in this Copa America, but lately since Ernesto Lorenzo took over. So my takes here, Edu, are going to be first half Colombia Asian handicap 0, odds of 2.82. Basically, Colombia wins, you win your bet. If they draw, you get your stake back. And then second half goals over 1.5, odds of 2.5.
In Santa Clara, this huge game, Brazil, Colombia, really, really interesting. And then we have Costa Rica, Paraguay. As we said, Costa Rica surprised us with a tight defense. It's not that we expected them to attack Brazil, but they defended really well. They have a very, very young team, and they grabbed a point against Brazil. You cannot say this very often. Now they are the underdog against Paraguay. Let's see if they have a chance even to qualify as second in this group.
Well, there is a chance, of course, that they arrive to Matchday 3 with chances to qualify to the quarterfinals, and depending what happens there with Brazil and Colombia. But to be honest, at the same time, Edu, regardless of what happened with Colombia and Paraguay for Costa Rica, this Copa America will be remembered for that 0-0 with Brazil on Matchday 1. It wasn't pretty, maybe, but it was super effective and was one of those nights when everything went to plan tactically for 𝗀𝗲𝗀𝗀, and also luck was on their side because Brazil hit the woodwork. They have one goal disallowed us as well. But this side, I won't be taking anything away from Costa Rica because they played with plenty of courage and spirit. They defended with their lives. And after all, Edu, Costa Rica is a team who, in the last year, for example, Panama scored 3, the United Arab Emirates scored 2, Martinique scored 2 against them as well, but Brazil couldn't score. So fair play to 𝗀𝗲𝗀𝗀 and his team. And I think that alongside the result, the most important thing for Costa Rica is that they've done it with 6 under-23 players on their starting lineup. So that was massive for Costa Rica, that 0-0. Let's see if they can build on that going into Matchday 3 as well. Paraguay, far from being that competitive team that we used to see in them lately, or for a long time we haven't seen that present in them. But yes, they are a more experienced side, that's for sure, than Costa Rica. For me, the takes here, Edu, first half draw, odds of 2.13, and also Asian handicap plus 0.5 for Costa Rica, odds of 1.97.
Yes, well, Paraguay always struggling to score goals, even in the qualifiers for the World Cup. We saw a very defensive Costa Rica, so probably we won't see a great show in this Costa Rica Paraguay. Remember, Leo, that we still have open this tipster competition for the Copa America, so you can, guys, sign up for free in our website and participate. You have the chance to win cash prize with good money. So the first 20 participants actually get a cash prize. It will be paid via PayPal, so it's a good chance to win some money. Leo, what would be your safe bet for this match day 3?
Safe bet, Matchday 3, Argentina to win, odds of 1.52.
And the ACCA?
My ACCA has Argentina to win, double chance Canada, and goals over 2.5 in Mexico, Ecuador. All these 3, they're leaving with an ACCA of 6.8.
All right, Leo Bachanian, thank you very much for giving us all these tips and information for Copa America. See you in the quarterfinals. Bye-bye.